Okay, so the model that we made is a one-story buildings, and we didn't have the opportunity to do any stairs. So I took the liberty of making a slab right next to it with a deck on which I'm going to connect with a set of stairs just to demonstrate how to do stairs in case you wanted to make a model that was a two-story model. Okay, the first thing we need to do is we need to make this whole deck into a group, which I have already done, but into to make something into a group, you just simply select it, you right click, oops, excuse me, select it, you right click on it, and where it says edit group, it would say make group actually, and you click on make group and you will make that into a group which I already made. The next thing you want to do is you need to figure out your stairs. So for that you will need your calculator, and you, we know that the height of this is 3 meters. I made my columns 3 meters, and the slab is 0.1 meter. Uh, so I have the 3.1 height. So I'm going to type 3.1 in my calculator, input that into my calculator, and I've done this before, so I know for a height such as this, it will probably it's going to take about 15 steps. The reason being is that the height of each step should be no more than 8 inches, which is 0.2 meters, so you don't trip over it, and it should be no less than 10 inches wide, which is 0.25 meters wide. So you have enough of a room to place your foot on. So by having those perimeters and you divide into them, you can come up with the number of steps that you need. So 3.1 divided by 15 equals, oops, clear that. I was talking, I don't know what I was doing. 3.1 divided by 15 equals 0.206, which is within slightly more, but so small of a difference that doesn't really make a big difference. So 15 steps will work for us. Then the next thing that we know is that our thread is 10 inches, 0.25 meters, and we have 15 steps, so 15 times 0.25 equals 3.75 meters. So we know how far away our steps need to be from our deck, which is 3.75 meters. So if we take our tape measure, place it on the face of our deck, type 3.75, enter, and give us a guide mark where to start our steps. Take our pencil, on the horizontal, on the vertical, type 0.206, which is the height of our step right there. On the vertical, we want the steps to be 1 meter long, so type 1, enter, and let's close this up. So we have the beginning of our first step right there. Put 0.25, 0.25, enter, which is our step, and then pull it again, 0.25, enter, which would be the beginning of our next step. I could have done 0.5, but then you wouldn't have seen the process. So 2 times 0.25. Take our pencil and do a diagonal line to the midpoint of these two steps, which would be the beginning or the end of the first step. And with a push-pull tool, get rid of that section. So now we have the beginning of our first step, and we can get rid of that guideline. Now what we need to do is select that first step, select, all connected, and you see why I made this into a group. If I had not made that into a group, it would have selected everything. But since I isolated from the rest by making that slab into a group, I only selected the step. Okay, type the letter M, M for move, hold down the control button, place our cursor in the corner of the first step, and that will give us a copy of the first step. And we can move it right there. So we have a second step, and we want to leave that highlighted. Still, don't unselect it. Keep it selected. It's still blue. You can see it. So now we're going to type the letter X. You see there where it says length is the letter X. And since we have already one step, the number 14 for the remaining steps. Every single time I do that, I take too long, and that's what happens. Uh, so let me do this one more time. Select, right click, select all connected, M for move, control, move this there. While selected, type the letter X and 14, enter. There are all our steps. And since I did my calculations right, they ended up exactly where they're supposed to be. So now, this is a long run of steps, and you might not want a straight set of steps. So you might want to stop the steps there, do a deck or a landing and a turnaround. I will show you quickly how to do that. Alt undo. Let's see, I don't know if I have enough time to do that, but I will try. Select all connected, M for move, control button down, place our cursor in the corner and copy another step right there, the letter X and 8 because we only need 8 steps. So now that we have 8 steps, we need to make a landing up here. Take our pencil, start on the corner, invert there so that I can, there we go, and I can pull this to that corner right there. Now I can pull this back 1 meter, enter, and I know this landing here is going to be 1 meter. Take my rectangle, first of all, turn around. Now what I want to do before I do anything else is I want to turn this camera standard view tab, and there we go. I want to make this into a group also so that it doesn't interfere with my next set of steps, because I'm gonna have to do some moves. So let me, oops, alright. Edit, redo, okay, redo, click. Let me see how I can do this. So I can only select, this is where I'm having some problems sometimes. Let me try it one more time. Arr. I really don't have a lot of time to be sticking around with this. Alright, I know what I can do here. Click, select all connected. I should have done that to begin with. Right click, make it into a group. There we go, and we have that into a group. I should have done that to begin with rather than take the shortcut. Every time, haste makes waste. Every time I try to take a shortcut, it ends up taking me longer. So let me take the rectangle, and that's a 1 meter step right there. Now that rectangle is independent of the other staircase because I made that into a group. take my push button, pull this into 0.25, enter, and again 0.25, enter. I could have done 0.5, but I wanted you to see the process. Diagonal to the end of the first step, push pull tool, and get rid of that. Now we have our first step. Very quickly, so I don't run out of time. Select all connected, and that's why I made this into a group, so I can only select that one. M for move, type M for move, place my cursor right there, hold down the control button, and do my next step. While selected, type the letter X and number 6 steps that I want, enter, and I have my next steps right there. So now I can select this, take my move button, my move tool, press it there and move it right there. See why you make things into groups, so you can move them all together. Then let me get to the other side so I can do what I'm doing. Select this one, take my move tool, place it in the corner, and voila, you have your stairs. If you want to clean them up, double click on component so you can work on it, and you can remove this chunk off of it if you want. Okay, here we go. Turn it around and do it on the other side, of course. Okay, right click right there, get out of it. We can do the same on this one. Just take a select tool, double there we go. We didn't need to select it because that's not a group. And remove all that. See, if I did that without selecting it, it would delete the whole group. So Alt backspace, bring it back, and that's why that group you have to select it so you can work on it and then work on it. So anyway, that's in a nutshell is how you